First of all, I'd like to thank everyone for being here tonight. I know many of you have traveled long and far to be with us, and that's something that's appreciated. I also want to take this time to thank Jamie and Chuck for allowing me to be a part of their service. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Brian Smith, and something that Jamie is often quick to point out is that I am one of her oldest friends. And this is true. I've known Jamie since first grade. I recently learned that something her mother is often quick to point out as well, is that one day in 5th grade, I once claimed that someday I'm going to marry that Jamie Alexander. That's what I said. So I guess now would be sort of an awkward time to point out that, Jamie, Mom, this isn't what I had in mind right here. So as you can imagine, tonight could be sort of a bitter evening for me, where not for 2 reasons. Sort of bitter. One, my beautiful wife is sitting right back there. Video recording the whole thing. And a second reason, a really more important reason here, Jamie and Chuck, they make a perfect couple, don't they? I mean, first of all, just look at them. They're like one of these brother-sister couples, aren't they? Do you hate that? But aside from looks, their relationship is much deeper than that. I've noticed something when I'm out with Jamie and Chuck. I've noticed that whenever they're together, or when they're apart, their personalities never change. And I think that really speaks to the maturity level and the comfort level that they have in this relationship. Because you may know couples that when they're out with their husband or wife, they act one way. And then when they're out with their friends, they act a completely different way. With Jamie and Chuck, they're always open and honest with each other. And they always show their true selves. I've noticed that a symbol for marriage is often 2 rings overlapping. And how I interpret that symbol is that you need to be a complete person, a complete individual, a complete circle, before you can meet that other complete person. And that's exactly what Jamie and Chuck have done tonight. I guess the key now is to grow both as individuals and as partners. I think that's something that my wife and I strive to do. For instance, a couple of months ago, she came up and said, "You know what, Brian? I want to take a photography class. I'm interested in photography. I want to go to a class at night and learn more." I said, "Go for it." We have a young daughter, so it involves some juggling of time and schedules, but I said, "That's something you want, try it." In the same sense, a couple of months ago, I came home and I play a bit of guitar, so I came home and said, "You know what? I'd like to start a band. I'd like to get some buddies once a week, come over and practice, start a band." And I actually have some CDs in the back there. No, that's just inappropriate. Not the time. But the point is, she said, "Go for it." And I think that's the key, not being afraid to let the other partner grow in the relationship. Because growth is growing as individuals and as partners. That's what it's all about. So you have to recognize how you feel about each other right now, but also recognize that your world is going to change in a million different ways. Ways that you can't even comprehend right now. For instance, Chuck may come home one day and say, "Jamie, I have a new hobby I'd like to pursue." Jamie, you have to hear him out. Jamie may come home one day and say, "Chuck, I want to try a new career." Chuck, you have to hear her out. You have to listen to her. Chuck may come home one day and say, "Jamie, I think we should move to Alaska." Jamie, I would think about that one a little bit. It's very cold there, very cold. But the point is, you have to allow each other to grow in a relationship. Other than that, I don't have much more marital advice because I'm still trying to figure it out myself. But 3 three quick pieces of advice, and then I'm finished. Number one, get each other an unexpected gift at an unexpected time. Number two, as far as I know, this is not an arranged marriage, correct? Okay. So what that means is you two picked each other on purpose. And the reason you picked each other is because you feel your lives are going to be better together than what they would be apart. And guess what? Everyone else here in this room tonight agrees with you. And the last thing, if you forget everything else, maybe you can remember this. Just be kind to each other. Just be kind. Good luck.